got the what?
I got the bottom half of this sticker.
The bottom half?
It's of Team Pixel.
Oh. So did you have like another sticker on there before that?
No, we had a bunch of boxes, and these are all the stickers that were.
Oh.
So I just took this one.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. I'm adjusting my microphone.
Just
a little bit.
your life. I'm gonna put this on my MacBook right now, even though I have an iPhone. But I like Pixel, and I like Google in general. I think everybody likes Google.
There we go. Much better. There we go.
Look at this.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to like Google and the Pixel in general and stuff. It's a good phone.
It's a really good phone. And this is really fun to put on while like trying to focus. This is going to be a challenge, guys. Have you ever had to just like sticker bomb a bunch of stuff?
I don't typically sticker bomb stuff.
Really?
Yeah, Arnold is the one that likes to sticker bomb a little bit more.
Close enough.
It's a little crooked.
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to have to redo it. I don't even care if I lose a sticker. It's not like a big thing. It's not a big loss to me. Because it's, it was a free sticker.
And then people are going to be like, Team Pixel.
What the fuck? It's like, you have an iPhone.
You have a lot of Mac products in general.
I use Mac products because they're convenient, not because they're superior.
There you go.
There we go.
You got the sticker on. Now you got like the little
right, the
little corner
edge.
Because you had to like repeal it and stuff.
Yeah. Which is fine.
Yeah.
I even put it on backwards again. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Well, on that note, you're listening to episode 21 of the Heycast, the #1 gaming podcast in our hearts. Today it's just me and Giacomo because Arnold's sick and Marcus had some last minute stuff go down.
Check it out. Look, it's just us.
It's just us.
That's it. It's just
us. We got like 3 angles of us.
Hey, we're conceited. That's cool.
Yeah. So, what's your week look like this time, Giacomo?
This week,
Did you do anything
I
fun?
have been scheduling my trip to Adepticon later this March.
Okay.
So I had to plan my events, and I bought my ticket, my plane ticket. I have my 1-star Motel 6.
Right. What con is this?
Adepticon. So it's for board games and wargaming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's the stuff for the other job I do.
See, interesting.
It's a lot of fun. I have a good time doing it. That was mostly my week. I got another Switch. I had to replace my one out, but look, I got the blue and red controllers, the one I wanted to get when I first got it, and I don't know where the paper is, but it's a $335 gift certificate to the eShop.
Yep.
So I bought Hollow Knight.
There was a little deal going on.
Absolutely. Best deal. That was pretty much what I did, and I got Call of Duty, so I've been playing that, and I tried out Blackout. It's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
I think Apex plays better.
So it plays fine, but like the main issue that people have with Blackout in general is the grind, because microtransactions and all that stuff, they got to make their money. So if you want to get the cool stuff, you want to level up, you gotta pay money so that it can go by faster. So I mean that's kind of the issue you have with Activision and stuff. So. And then all the microtransactions. It was cool until the microtransactions came out and everybody was just like, bleh.
Plus, the other alternatives are free.
Yeah. Yeah, so. That's the other thing. Yeah, you do have to pay for a full-price game to get Blackout, and then you have to pay for all the microtransactions and everything, whereas Fortnite and Apex, you get it for free, and then you can pay for costumes and stuff.
Well, it's the Battle Pass for Fortnite, right?
Yeah, the Battle Pass for Fortnite, and then Apex, you just buy...
I think they're just like
loot boxes and stuff,
which is fine, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, some of the skins are a little bit egregiously priced, but I mean, other than that,
that's endgame. There was
like a weapon skin that was like $20 or something, which is a little bit crazy. I don't remember the exact price. I think it was $20.
What's
Pretty
the
sure
most
it's $20.
expensive thing you've bought cosmetically in a game and in real life?
That's a tough one. Cosmetically in a game, I don't think I've ever spent $20 on a single piece of cosmetic. So
never? Well, it could be whatever the most expensive thing is.
I've spent a lot of money on loot boxes and stuff.
Really?
For different games, not like your standard loot box game. Phantasy Star Online 2, I bought a lot of packs from there, trying to get some costumes and then selling them. And selling the stuff that I got from there so I could buy the pieces of costume I want. I think if you go back to one of our older episodes of the podcast, I mentioned how I spent like 14 mil in game for a scarf.
So much.
Which is a lot of money for a fucking scarf.
That's a big grind for a scarf.
Yeah. I don't even really play the game anymore, which Sucks.
That's the worst part about grinding, and then suddenly I don't use anything.
Yep.
Also, it's the downside of DLC.
Yeah.
So
it's like you spend all this money on a game and then you just stop playing the game. It just kind of sucks.
It
you
really
so
does.
much money on it. And then I've spent a lot of money on Street Fighter costumes.
I was gonna say the next thing was probably your season pass.
Yeah.
On Street Fighter.
So the season pass is for the characters. It's not for the costumes.
Oh, I thought you got costumes as well.
I do have costumes, but so some of the characters come with costumes already, but like, I mean, it's not really that big. The battle costumes and stuff aren't like the super fancy ones. The fancy ones are like the holiday costumes and the school outfits and stuff like that.
Outfits.
Because I really like the school outfits in the game. So schoolgirl jury is my jam. But anyway, yeah, I've spent a lot of money on Street Fighter costumes, and then I've spent a lot of money on Phantasy Star Online, which I don't even play anymore. So.
And you've never bought an expensive shirt?
No.
Wow.
So I'm not big on expensive clothes.
Okay.
I don't go clothes shopping very often, and for shoes, I never spend more than $60 for a pair of shoes.
That's about right.
I mean, I'm not big on that stuff. I'm more about my cosmetics and video games. So
Holy, are gonna love this.
Yeah, I shop at like Ross and
Dress for Less,
Marshalls pretty often. Sometimes Macy's, because Macy's has some pretty good deals sometimes.
We've gone to where did we go? It was next to where Pavilions used to be. We went to that place. Is that a Ross?
There was like Nordstrom Rack.
That's where we got this
Nordstrom
thing,
Rack.
Remember? Was it Nordstrom Rack?
Yeah, that was Nordstrom Rack. And then I shop at H&M pretty often.
H&M's awesome.
Yeah, H&M's pretty good because they have stylish stuff for cheap.
Very cheap, because it doesn't last long.
But it still looks good.
Well, how
Unless
about you?
you're like a high fashion person that like is expert on clothes and can see that type of shit. But
who is? Because you're going to use it for a party where everyone's drinking?
Yeah.
Or we're over there playing the video game, sitting in front of the TV.
Right? Yeah.
Who are you trying to impress over the internet?
No one.
So how was your week?
My week, so I played some RE2 on stream. Chad was, hanging out with me on stream and like kind of guiding me through some stuff through chat. And it was kind of a pain in the ass because, there's that chat delay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was still really helpful for him to like guide me through stuff. And even though I knew that Mr. X was a thing and I knew what he did and everything, it still doesn't really prepare you for how terrifying he is once he actually does show up. I got clocked in the face a few times, and he's still really scary. And then he likes to hang out around the lobby a lot, which is really annoying because I go to the lobby to save and look at my inventory and reorganize my inventory and stuff a lot. But that's kind of hard when Mr. X is just chilling there like all the fucking time. But I did make it to a safe spot where I don't have to deal with Mr. X really anymore, so that's cool. But yeah, I made a lot of progress in RE2 finally. I'm reaching the end of the Leon A playthrough, which, I mean, I know I'm moving really slow in the game, but I just haven't had a lot of opportunities to just sit down and play it.
That's true.
But yeah, I did finally make some headway in there on stream, so that's cool. Other than that, I'm trying to sell my old laptop.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, so I've been posting it on like OfferUp and Letgo and Craigslist and stuff like that, and I am getting a ton of scam messages from people that are trying to, so the way I know it's a scam message is I get the email or I get the message on OfferUp, and it's like, hey, I'm trying to buy this for my cousin or sister or friend in Miami. Do you take PayPal, and can you handle the shipping? I'll pay extra for the shipping and stuff. And I've just been getting a ton of those. Like, I've never had this issue before selling stuff on these websites. I'll occasionally get like one or two scam emails or whatever, but never to this extent where all I'm getting is just a bunch of scammers. And it's just ridiculous because like there's so many of them. And I think part of it is the price tag on my item because it's a more expensive item. It's a fucking laptop that I'm selling for $600.
I guess that's true. That would be a reason why.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that's the reason. But going back to Resident Evil 2, it's kind of funny because apparently my situation is opposite of what Chad had to deal with.
Oh yeah.
Where when he got to the area that I'm in, the sewers, he had too many healing items and not enough ammo. I'm the opposite, where I have too much ammo and no healing items.
Is it just a critical point to have healing items?
It's the enemies. It introduces new enemies that are a bit more of a threat than the enemies from the police department.
Okay.
So RPD, you have regular zombies and you have the liquor, and then you have Mr. X, which I mean, he's just kind of following you around and stuff, right? The liquor is kind of a pain in the ass, but I mean, he's not that hard to deal with once you set him on fire or something.
Right.
In the sewers, you have to deal with these enemies that just kind of pop up from under water, and they send like a bunch of like explodey mini enemies at you. And I mean, it's not too bad because they can only attack you when you're in the water, but they do some pretty hefty damage, and you can't see the little mini monsters that they send at you.
So it's unavoidable.
It's not that it's unavoidable. It chases after you and stuff. But once you get out of the water, it can't hit you anymore. But you can't really. They're hard to catch. They're hard to see.
Right.
So there's that. And it's kind of a pain in the ass to deal with them too, because they are kind of like the first boss, where you have to shoot it. You have to make it reveal its eyeball, and you have to shoot it at the eyeball.
Right.
And doing that from long range is a little bit tough. Okay. But like when you do have your third weapon by the time you reach there, if you were making the effort to get that third weapon. So as Leon, I have the Magnum, which deals a lot of damage for a handgun and has more accuracy and can shoot from longer range than the shotgun. So that does help a lot, but you don't have a lot of ammo for that.
That's fair.
So, but yeah, I'm reaching the tail end. I got like another hour or so till I finish Leon A. And then after that, I can do my Claire run, Claire B.
Yay.
And yeah, so that's pretty much been my week. And selling my laptop and stuff, which is taking a while with sifting through all these scam emails. So.
I really hope you get a good offer. I wanted to comment on it when I saw it on Facebook and say, like, does it run good?
Does it run good?
Specifically that.
It runs great.
I know, I've used it. All right, well, let's get into the news.
Okay. Wow. So this first thing I have on here, it's some stuff on the PS5, which we haven't really heard a lot about.
No.
It's still a little bit of a ways away before they actually start releasing some real information on there. But we did get some patents that Sony has been filing. And Sony filed a patent around, I think, early February.
Okay.
Like the beginning of February, for about like backwards compatibility on the system, which is kind of interesting because it's detailing emulating PS4, PS3, 2, and 1.
Really?
So all of it. But I mean, it's a patent that they filed, so it's not really guaranteed that it's actually going to be in the system, right? Because a lot of times people just file patents just to have it there, just in case, you know?
I heard that Apple did that too for like a flip screen or something, just so they could have it.
I don't know about that. You would probably know more about that than I do, because when I worked at Best Buy in mobile, I just kind of worked there. I didn't really pay too much attention to all the phone stuff.
I think I heard it from Rich in appliances.
Really? When someone from a different department knows about that stuff,
yeah,
but you
exactly.
don't? That's kind of funny. But yeah, they're filing patents, and it's possibly that they're just doing it just to have the patent. But it does detail some stuff. So if I pull up, I don't have the link to the thing, but this thing does show the patent that was filed. I thought I posted a link to the actual patent.
I also thought you had one, but I actually couldn't find one for this one on the topics.
I could have sworn I had some links on here.
You could have sworn, guys.
But if I fast forward a little bit, here we go. So we can see the patent here.
This one was more.
So the patent was originally for. It doesn't say the information, but it was like some weirdness.
You can kind of see some simulation of Legacy Bus.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing
this is the new one. The other one was like a different way of emulating it, and then now they're detailing a new way of emulating this, the type of stuff. So that's pretty interesting too. And if they do add backwards compatibility for people that make videos and stuff, it's actually going to be really helpful, because
absolutely
it makes it a lot easier to capture that stuff, because a lot of us content creators, like, we know, like, it's a pain in the ass to capture retro games
absolutely.
and retro consoles and stuff. Just
yellow, red, white. Ugh.
Yeah, you're dealing with component cables and AV cables and all that
trying
shit.
to convert that into an HDMI.
Yeah, it's a huge headache. unless you pay like $400 for like a Frame Meister or something.
Right, which no one is buying, at least not in the early stages.
Yeah.
And that's what you own.
Unless you're like actually making some good money off of this stuff.
Then yeah, you've already bought it.
Yeah. But it also, I mean, like it does help general people too, because people still like to play those older games, but then you have to like sift through your closet, wipe the dust off your old console,
right,
plug it in.
And that's if you even have the game, because
Yeah.
some of those games
Exactly.
are really expensive these days. It's just
Yeah.
Zelda is worth more than the 64 is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's cool.
Nintendo, their stuff tends to cost a lot.
I think I mentioned that where Zelda Breath of the Wild is still $60 after about 2 years of release.
We were talking about that. You were like, why is Breath of the Wild still full price? Because Nintendo never drops the price on their games.
To be fair, like, what other substitute do you have to play like
None.
Nintendo games?
None.
Yeah, this is all you get, so
Yeah.
you have to play it on their console.
Correct.
So yeah.
But yeah, so that's that. There's not a lot of information on there. It's just some patents that were filed. But like there was another thing that's PlayStation related that could be coming to the PS5, and this was on forums. It was detailed for the PS4, but considering it's kind of the tail end of the console's life cycle, it doesn't really make sense to add this brand new feature to the PS4 when they could just wait and put it on the PS5.
It's true.
So what
A
they're
reason to buy it.
Yeah, so what they're hinting at is like a new 360-degree audio thing, kind of like Dolby Atmos.
Oh, so sort of like what the my goodness, what is it called? The little Apple speaker, the one that's using the Sonos sounds that can do the 360, where it's designed to fill a room.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, because the Apple Home Pod or whatever it's called.
Yeah, but they're more comparing it to Dolby Atmos.
Yeah, which is fine. No, Dolby Atmos is amazing. So
Yeah. So it's Sony's it's Sony's 360-degree reality audio system, which I believe already exists on some stuff, but this doesn't really detail that. But yeah, like they're talking about it being for the PS4, but like I said, it doesn't really make sense considering it's the end of the PS4's life cycle already to add a feature as big as this. You know,
true.
what I mean?
It's got maybe another year and a half.
Yeah,
left
a lot of people are estimating they're going to start revealing the PS5 stuff late this year, early next year.
Absolutely.
So, and then some people are talking like, yeah, the PS5 is probably going to come out in 2020, which
I can believe. Or like the end of 2020, like right around holiday season.
Right. Yeah, they revealed this at CES, actually, apparently, according to this Forbes article here. But yeah, they're right here, you can see it's like PS4. But if you go to some other articles, like this one from comicbook.com, PS5 may finally add important feature missing from PS4.
So how is it going to emulate that? Is it just built into the console, or do you have to buy these parts?
So what I'm expecting it to be is like kind of a virtual surround sound type thing. Like you have like those virtual surround sound headphones, and then you have, you know how like Dolby Atmos fires stuff into the ceiling and then it emulates that 360. And then you have sound bars that are just a single sound bar with like a subwoofer that's also able to kind of emulate that surround sound feel. So I'm pretty sure what they're going to be doing is stuff is going to get stuff that is compatible with it, at least that they have recorded in this way, is going to be able to, like, it's digitally kind of projecting sound in that sort of way that creates that surround sound feel.
See, that's cool. I can totally be into buying just one set of headphones so that I can listen to everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I was worried I was going to have to buy like a whole new system and try to set that up.
I don't think that's going to be it. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be a software thing that they're introducing that does this. But who knows? Maybe it might require like a Sony soundbar or something.
A reason, right? And it's compatible with your TV.
Yeah, and then you'd have to spend all that money on a soundbar.
You got to buy your Xperia X743, whatever version they have now, just so that you can use it. Mm-hmm. It'd be great.
Yeah, but that's some pretty cool stuff. Like just hearing some stuff on a next gen Sony console. It's pretty interesting. But this next thing's also pretty interesting. Pokemon Sword and Shield. So we got a trailer for the next upcoming mainstream Pokemon game here. Let me just lower the volume a little bit here.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we got a trailer. We got to look at the new world, and we also got to look at the new starter Pokemon, which are pretty.
I like the monkey.
Neat. Huh?
The monkey.
The monkey. This is the rabbit.
I know, but I like the monkey.
Oh. Oh.
I'm just saying.
So this is Score Bunny right here. Fire rabbit thingy that I'm expecting to be a boxer, and it's going to be firefighting because they love firefighting. They love firefighting.
It's their favorite thing.
Yeah. Infernape, Blaziken, the pig.
Oh, yeah.
And then we got like this little guy. I love the memes that they've been making of Sobble. So there was like Russian Sobble, which was like kind of funny looking. Oh yeah. Oh, the monkey. I forgot that he was a monkey.
Straight up a
grass
monkey. It's my favorite.
We got a little grass monkey. I forgot the name of this one.
Like the one where, does that monkey have a gun?
So yeah, we got to look at some of the new starter Pokemon. But what I found kind of funny is this little look at the rabbits that Shofu. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of Shofu. Apparently noticed.
My gosh.
So if you look at Score Bunny right here, and this is Shofu's video, there he is in the little corner right there. But if you look at the face for Score Bunny and the face for Chespin, and then you look at the pose that Chimchar over here is doing right here, and the pose that Score Bunny is doing over here, and then you look at the arms for Score Bunny and the arms for Chespin. The face is exactly the same. The mouth is the same. The position of the teeth is the same. The position of the tongue is the same. And then you got like the little
I think that's
here.
An artist's choice. Like there's one artist or there's a group of them that are trained to draw this way. So they just sort of cookie cutter.
But here's the thing. It looks like they're just, copy and pasting certain elements of these Pokemon and creating the Pokemon, which I feel is a very lazy way to do it, by the way.
Hey, when you have to make over how many do they have now? Probably like close to 1,000?
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, so when you're getting that far, you they came out with a sword as a Pokemon. An acorn.
Well, so that argument, if you look at Gen 1, you got a freaking sludge.
Yeah, a sludge and a magnet.
Yeah, and a magnet. So, I don't think they're really running out of ideas here. A lot of people are like, oh, Pokemon's running out of ideas. We got a fucking ice cream cone.
That was kind of weird. Can you eat that Pokemon? That's what I'm wondering.
But yeah, they've been making pretty lazy Pokemon pretty obscure Pokemon from the beginning. We got a fucking rock.
Geodude is a rock.
Yeah, he's a rock with arms. We got fucking
Graveler and oh my god, what's the
Onyx?
And not Onyx. So it's Geodude,
Graveler, Onyx.
Oh,
not Onyx. Golem.
Golem. They were such a weird one from like Graveler and Golem. Like,
yeah, it's pretty drastic. Like you go from a boulder
with a face
to
a snake rock.
A snake? Is he like a lizard rock?
He has he's like a lizard face, and he's just this ball.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of a weird. And then Mr. Mime is just a fucking mime.
He's just a mime, dude.
Okay, so there was a picture of Mr. Mime sitting on like the ground eating with like the Pokemon out of like a bowl, and it looked really funny.
Are you gonna try to find it?
I'm gonna see if I can try to find it. Mr. Mime eating from bowl. Yeah, it's just such a weird image because it's like
he's like a human.
Yeah, it's like making a human eat out of a dog bowl with the dogs. You know what I mean?
Like he's a lesser person.
Yeah, exactly. It's so weird.
Oh man, that is weird.
But yeah, like that's a thing right there. That right there. That's
I can't unsee that now that you mentioned it.
Yeah, it's so blatant once you put them next to each other. The most blatant one is fucking Chespin's face.
Absolutely.
And then you got like the feet here with the pose. It's something. But all the Pokemon Sword and Shield memes now, I got like Pokemon Sword, Shield, and Gun. My favorite is the Chankla.
The Chankla? That was a good one.
Let me
pull that one up.
Yeah,
I like
I'll pull
that
it up for you guys. Pokemon Chankla. It's so good because it's so easy to do,
Right, you just take this front end.
And then you take
the bottom
face because they use the same face for the sword and the shield.
Yeah, it's just they throw something in and then make it purple the color and they're done.
Yeah, let's pull up sword and shield.
We should make our own.
We should. Pokemon. Hey, we're playing.
Hey, we're Pokemon.
Here's the logos for sword and shield right here. Or not.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the same face on a sword and shield. There was also
they cut and then they turned that. That's all they did with that.
They just turned it and then they put a shield underneath.
That was it.
It's pretty
lazy.
Fucking great. The only thing you have to do is you have to make your own, name right here.
That's okay.
Yeah,
that might be a little
have,
bit of work.
Yeah, it is a little bit more work having to change Sword and Shield, because Sword and Shield has completely different logos, different fonts. So you make your own font.
Are you going to get Sword or Shield? And then you're going to tell your brother to get the other one?
I might get Sword. I need to see the legendaries first. That's the thing. I need to see the actual legendaries before I actually
Do you need to go on
commit?
the internet and then have somebody who's like, oh, hey, this legendary is better than that one, and then you buy that one?
No, I just kind of get the one I like.
Okay.
But yeah, I do need to see the legendaries first at least. And I still haven't decided which starter I want to go with. Usually I go with the fire starters. But if the other starters end up being way cooler, I might just get them.
I usually go grass starters.
Yeah. Imagine like, okay, yeah, we got like freaking Aegislash is already a sword and shield. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Which is kind of funny. So is the legendary going to be like a little, like a major version of Aegislash?
A master sword and the Hylian shield.
It's going to be, I don't know, like Mega Evolutions.
Megalutions.
Oh, wait, doesn't Aegislash already have a Mega Evolution?
Does. Dude, I'm way out of the loop for
I don't
Pokemon.
remember. But if it doesn't, like, what if Sword and Shield was like Mega Evolutions for Aegislash where it focuses on one or the other? But Aegislash already has two forms where it goes like Sword mode and Shield mode.
Right,
So
attack defense.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, pretty interesting.
Yeah, Pokemon's a cool place to be.
Here. Russian Sobble.
Russian Sobble. Oh, this is your favorite one right
Yeah.
now, right? All right, let's see you pull it up.
It's on Reddit.
Did you type in Reddit at the top?
A Russian Sobble
Don't be bad.
Pokemon.
You're bad.
I did not have a hard time finding this before.
Type Reddit.
Pokemon Russian Sobble Reddit. Is this it?
Could be. It's loading.
Sure. Yeah, there we go. It's so good. I love it. I find it funny that Sobble's getting the most
Attention.
attention for the memes. But yeah, he's cute.
Is it because he's squatting?
Maybe it might be because he's squatting. He's putting like his hands together and stuff, and then he has his mouth open.
There's like a lot of
worried.
things you can do with that.
Yeah, definitely.
Where the monkey's just the stick and the gun.
But speaking of Pokemon, we got another Pokemon reveal, and it's another trailer for the CG Pokemon movie that's coming out.
Which is, I don't know if I'll probably go see it. Like, there's probably going to be like a big event in LA where you go and catch it with a bunch of people.
But it looks so weird.
But yeah,
Here, let's skip over to where you see the trainers. There, they look so weird. They look like dolls.
yeah, kind of like toys, like really
Yeah.
high-end toys you would buy.
Right? It looks
Yeah.
like they did like claymation or something with action figures of the characters. It just looks off.
I really like
Psyduck?
Psyduck right there.
Psyduck's always great.
He's excellent. He would make an excellent plushie.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of them
I'm pretty
already.
sure there is.
But yeah, like, I don't know. It's just so off-putting to me. I don't like the
God,
look.
Brock looks really strange.
Misty and fucking Ash, their faces, dude.
She looks concerned. He looks kind of angry.
No. Look, Ash and Misty have the exact same face.
Oh my God, they do. They just changed the color and made him
And
shorter.
there's Joy. They all have the same face.
The nose, yeah. Brock's is the only different nose.
The freaking the score bunny syndrome, man.
Hey man, Pokemon's gotta copy and paste. You gotta make a lot of things.
But yeah, like, are any of you guys gonna watch the CG Pokemon movie? You should add us on Twitter or comment below on the video.
We should all go try to see it.
Here's the thing: I'm probably still gonna see it because I love Pokemon.
Of course,
Like,
it's Pokemon.
but right now, it just looks so odd. I don't know. It looks weird.
It can't be worse than All Star.
All Star.
What was it? Shonen's All Stars, right?
Oh, Jump Force.
Jump Force. Thank you.
You know
God.
what? This looks like Jump Force.
But I think the animation looks better. Like the parts that moved looked good.
My main issue with Jump Force is it just looks like Unreal Engine assets.
Yeah, and
Like-
it's someone like put it into the game.
Like-
and this is a game now.
Things are made on Unreal Engine all the time, but this just looks like... So things are made on Unreal Engine, but it doesn't look like Unreal Engine. This just looks like Unreal Engine. It looks like they just took the default assets from Unreal Engine, or like some people made Unreal Engine mock-ups of these anime characters and they just downloaded them
Right from some Nexus, like
Yeah.
here you go.
and used them for their game. Ugh. I don't know, man. I don't like how this
You
looks.
have a passionate dislike for this animation.
I do.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to watch it.
That's fine. I think it's going to be fine. We know how it's going to end. Let's see if it makes us cry. Like everybody who cried ever in the theater.
Here's the other thing. I feel like this takes away the emotional aspect of the movie that it had.
Why so?
Because we're going to be so focused on how it looks.
Well, we know the story.
And
we were like 5 when it came out.
And like facial expressions and stuff are kind of hard to, in CG, it's kind of hard to make good facial expressions on CG.
That's true.
So if you watch any CG anime, their facial expressions just always feel so muted, and you just don't see the emotion in there. And I don't know. I CG is hard to do well.
So do you
for
not,
a whole an
like
entire
it's like
thing.
not your thing, right?
I'm not big on it. There are rare occasions where CG is fine, and there are some rare movies where it's decent.
Yeah, because now I'm thinking of all like the Barbie princess ones, with, and then I'm thinking of the animation in my head, and they were pretty awful. Just the trailers for them that would show up on TV.
There was one CG anime movie that I did really like. It was Gantz Zero.
Oh wow, that was one in CG.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there was the original
it violent?
Gantz. There was the original Gantz, and then there was Gantz Zero, which was on Netflix, and it's a CG rendition of it, and it's actually really cool. I actually really enjoyed it, and yes, it is very violent.
Of course,
it's fucking Gantz.
It's
man.
fucking Gantz.
But yeah, I did actually enjoy that quite a bit, and it was done well, and the CG was done very well in that movie.
Okay,
but every other CG thing I've watched, I just have not enjoyed. So take the CG Berserk.
I never saw the CG.
There is the new Berserk. And it is in CG, and nobody fucking likes it.
Damn. What if JoJo decided to go CG?
JoJo's already kind of got that CG style to it, you know?
But like if it just went full on, like no more drawn.
I think JoJo is one of those shows where it could be fine in CG because the style was already very CG looking.
Okay.
So, because it's got that cell shaded look and everything, so
which we like. Mm-hmm. I like.
But yeah, JoJo's pretty neat. I like it. Arnold, not so much with with how the style has evolved from super macho to like a little bit more feminine. Arnold doesn't like that for some reason.
But it's funny.
I like it. I like the style. So, DOA 6, huh?
DOA 6, man. When we're talking season passes, like.
DOA 6,
and
man.
I like the Dead or Alive series.
I love Dead or Alive. I was a huge fan of DOA 6. I love that game. When I was doing my YouTube channel before this one, Next Gen Nation, which we just don't do anymore.
It's dead.
We used to have a website, and we used to do written reviews as well. And I did a review for DOA 5, and I gave it a raving review because I absolutely loved it. I love the mechanics in the game. And yeah, I just overall really enjoyed it. And I was never one that super enjoyed 3D fighting games at the time.
Okay.
I preferred 2D fighting games, and I primarily played anime fighters at that time. I don't really play anime fighters anymore. I'm more of a Street Fighter style fighting game.
That's true. It's yeah.
But yeah, DOA 5 was one of those few 3D fighting games I actually really enjoyed at the time. Now that I've gotten more into fighting games and more into games in general, I do enjoy Tekken quite a bit. I enjoy Soul Calibur a lot. So I have grown to like 3D fighters more. And which, when I get DOA 6, I'm probably going to love it. What I'm not going to love is the price of the season pass.
It's expensive.
So it's $92.99, $93 for the season pass, which is the characters and then all the costumes. And I have never seen DLC, a season pass, a singular pack that costs more than the game
itself,
which is really crazy. And I understand that this is a one-time purchase, and you got microtransactions in other games and stuff, which essentially are kind of like the same thing. This is just bundled into a singular thing. But when I watched a Jim Sterling video on this particular topic, and he mentioned something that was really interesting, where seeing all the individual DLCs priced into a singular thing together makes it a lot
Right, you feel less comfortable about buying it.
Yes, you feel less comfortable because it is one big lump sum rather than a bunch of individual ones. DOA 5 was a little crazy with their DLC also, where
Because the 62 costumes for each person
there
or something?
are a lot of costumes in that game. So if you pack everything, if you go on Steam and then you just add all the DLC for DOA 5 into your cart, it's going to add up to $1,300.
$1,300.
Which is fucking insane. Tecmo Koei, DOA in general has been kind of egregious with the with their DLC. They love their DLC. They love their costume. There are a lot of costumes in this game, and you're going to be spending a lot of money if you want all the costumes.
And yeah, look, if you just look at what the contents are right here.
Yeah.
Like so you
get so you get the Happy Wedding Costumes Volume 1
and 2
Costume Packs Volume 1 and 2
and 3.
You get My
2
Shiranui.
characters.
You get additional new character.
Right, 2 characters.
And then the costumes for the additional
which I would guess can only be $15 each. Like if you just had to price them alone.
Is Nico in there? I think she's part of it.
Yeah, she's going to be part of the season pass.
Yeah. So, I mean, you get the characters, yeah, but all these costumes is a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Again, I've just never... I shudder when I see DLC that even reaches around $30.
That's true. It's like, it better be a lot. Like when I got Oblivion and Shivering Isles was 30, you got a lot of content.
Yep. But like, Jesus, $93 is significantly more than the price of the game itself. Even like the deluxe bundle that you get to get like the characters, I think the deluxe bundle is the one where you just get the characters is like $70, which is fine.
$10 more.
That's kind of generally what a deluxe bundle costs.
I guess, but if I'm thinking like from a psychological point of view, I'm looking at the bundle. It's $70 and I get 2 more characters. Couldn't I have just gotten those characters in a $60 game?
Yeah. So remember the days when, you didn't even have DLC?
Right. The second game came out in the series and it had more stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And you got so much value for your money back then.
Because you needed it.
Yeah.
They couldn't give it anywhere else.
With everything.
But you also got all the bugs that they couldn't fix.
Yeah, that's true. But now I feel like the value for the money, because Jim Sterling was also talking about this, how people are like, oh yeah, the price of a full price game never went up despite inflation and stuff.
Right.
But he talks about how the value of what you're getting for that price has lowered because you're getting a more bare bones game, and then you're paying extra for all these DLC packs and stuff.
Okay, I can agree with that.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, you look at a lot of games these days, like. Back then, you would have all the characters for the cost of the game, right? And you just had to unlock them. Now, you get the base game with like some characters, and then you have to pay to unlock all those other characters. So like that kind of value proposition is a little bit skewed with like more modern titles.
Which I can agree with. Like I've definitely seen games where you're just getting a bunch of DLC, and then that feels like a complete game.
Yeah.
And
then you have games like Apex Legends, which is
it's like a complete game.
It's
mostly?
It's mostly a complete game with no story, but it's free, and all you're paying for is cosmetics. Also, which I mean, like here you're paying for cosmetics, but you also got to pay for the new characters.
If you think about like the biggest the biggest publishers,
right?
They're like a lot, especially EA as being one of the biggest ones out there. They're all about games as a service.
Mm-hmm.
And games as a service means we have to keep giving you stuff for the same game.
Right.
So their model is, I make you Assassin's Creed, you're just going to buy DLC for the rest of your life.
Right.
I'm never going to release another until the next gen console comes out.
Yeah.
So
which makes sense.
And that's sort of what Nintendo's kind of doing, where I can see them going with the Switch, because they're releasing like DLCs for each game, and they probably could just keep releasing DLC for Breath of the Wild, and that would be it.
Right. Because ultimately doing that is cheaper for them because like they don't have to create a brand new game, right? They're just adding to their current game.
Exactly. And they don't have to worry about shelling it out like, oh, I got to make a more complete title right now. I'm going to give you more later.
Right.
But then as you mentioned, customers are going to feel gypped.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. It's frustrating because people like new things, like consoles, for instance. Consoles last a long time, and when a brand new console comes out, like a month later, people are already talking about like the new console, right? A lot of the time. So, and then with games, you want something fresh. When you've been playing the same thing for so long, despite getting DLC, it is ultimately still the same game. The look of the game itself doesn't change. The graphics stay the same, right? And then over time, it starts to get more dated and more dated and more dated. And take Street Fighter 4, for instance, right? People got really burnt out on Street Fighter 4 towards the tail end because it was around for such a long time. So you had Street Fighter 4, you had Arcade Edition, Super Street Fighter 4, Ultra Street Fighter 4, so on and so forth. And so they were just milking that game for a really long time. And people were just overall getting burnt out despite them like releasing all these costumes and whatnot. They're just playing the exact same game.
So when like the Street Fighter 2 route where they just keep releasing it?
Yeah.
And they still don't stop because it came out for the Switch
The
last
difference
year?
with Street Fighter 2, though, is like Street Fighter 2 was an arcade game originally.
That's fair.
So, and like they released new versions of the arcade game. And when they released new versions of Street Fighter 2, they added a lot and changed a lot to the game. The game was drastically different each time. The renditions of Street Fighter 4, it still felt like Street Fighter 4. It was just kind of nerfed
There wasn't anything added onto it that made you feel...
Yeah, you got certain characters nerfed, you got certain characters buffed, so on and so forth. It still felt like the exact same game, whereas Street Fighter 2, all the different renditions actually felt different. Super Turbo, for instance, was much faster. They introduced supers in that game, which didn't actually exist in the earlier renditions of Street Fighter 2. So,
fair.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this season pass, man.
Most expensive one, but I think the diehard fans will buy it because, well...
I don't have
How
money.
hardcore are you?
That's the question, right? Because knowing me, I love cosmetics, and this is the game for me where it's like cosmetics for all the girl characters.
Ooh, Timothy's already like ready to go.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know, I exclusively main girl characters in fighting games.
He does. I made a comment on that in one of our videos.
It's tempting, man. Despite how much I disagree with this price tag,
$93.
I'm still tempted. Some people were actually kind of mentioning how funny with $93, people were mentioning how you could like pay a stripper or like a prostitute for around that price. You know what I mean? And then Jim Sterling was like kind of talking about this, and he pulled out a comment which was also really funny to me where like he was talking about like try paying a prostitute to fight you.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like you're over here, you're paying for costumes for girl characters that are like fighting each other. But
waifus.
Yeah, but like you can't really pay off a stripper or a prostitute to fight you.
That's true.
The way I mentioned it isn't as funny as the comment actually was.
It's okay.
You know what? It's fine. This next thing we got THQ Nordic. So 8chan. You guys know about 8chan? Do you know about 8chan?
I know about 8chan.
Do you know about the 8chan controversy?
Now I do, when I read this.
Yeah. So basically, 8chan is known for accepting hate speech, hosting child sex abuse images and stuff. It's a pretty controversial website.
Which Google doesn't let you find.
Yeah. That's the other thing. It is hidden by Google as well.
Yep.
It is not a good platform to go to if you are an upstanding citizen of the United States of America or any other
just
country.
have moral.
Yeah. If you are the type of person that has morals, you probably wouldn't go to this place.
But to say that, I totally am intrigued by not what it hosts, but the fact that a website has that on it.
Right.
And that you could find.
So there's a chan for like everything.
I guess
there's
is.
a lot of different chan. So chan is like you know about borus?
Uh-huh.
Like boru sites where it's like you'd have like a different boru for like everything, right? You have general gelboru, which is just regular anime porn, and then you have like different types of borus, like there's like furry boru and stuff where it's exclusively furries and stuff like that. So chan is kind of similar where you have a different chan board for different topics and stuff like that. So I mean, the fact that 8chan exists isn't surprising. The fact that we have something that supports hate speech and supports that type of stuff in general is not surprising. What is surprising is what this freaking marketing director decided to do with 8chan. So this is a Eurogamer article that I have up here right now. So what it says here is, last night the THQ Nordic PR and marketing director Philip Brock hosted an open AMA discussion on 8chan, an image board blocked by Google for hosting child sex abuse images and well known for its acceptance of hate speech and abuse. Brock used the official THQ Nordic Twitter account to invite fans of the publisher's franchises series like Darksiders and The Blob, as well as recently acquired properties like Kingdoms of Amalur and Time Splitters, to the site, where he promptly began answering questions. One 8chan user asked Brock about lollies, referring to drawn images of sexualized children. Most of us know what a lolly is. Accompanying the post was an illustration of two girls having their breasts touched by an adult man. You got them already, we'd say, Brock responded. Please don't censor any games nor appeal to the... I don't know what Sockjus is.
I don't know what Sockjus is. Let's look it up. Let's look that up.
Wrote another user. Thanks, we'll try to stay that away. Grammar, man. Grammar. We'll try to stay that away. Half an hour in, Brock responded to a growing tide of disbelief on Twitter.
So here's what Sockjus is, just real quick. It is a blanket term referring to the social justice warrior culture
social justice
and their agitators.
Okay, gotcha. Got it. Makes sense.
It's just weird because, oh man, it's weird.
Oh man. All right, so going on. Opportunity was here and we took it. We got approached in a very friendly and polite manner and were assured, said person, shout out to Mark, we'll take care of the nasty stuff. So here we are. And so Brock continued with the AMA. And then it goes on. 2 hours in, Brock had stopped posting and was now using the THQ Nordic Twitter account to broadcast a hastily worded apology. I personally agreed to this AMA without doing my proper due diligence to understand the history and the controversy of the site. I do not condone child pornography, white supremacy, or racism in any shape or form. Here's where things get a little bit weird, though. So before that, he said that the person that reached out to him from 8chan would take care of the nasty stuff. The fact that he said that he didn't do his due diligence to understand the history.
After being told that there was someone who's going to take care of it.
Exactly. So going into it, I'm not sure he didn't actually know what this website was about.
Right. He might have not been aware, but after being kind of warned, like, maybe you should do the research now. Right.
Here's the other thing, though, is like, it's possible that he did actually know what it is, and this was just like a PR thing. I'm not going to slander the man. This is just speculation. But like, you know that there's nasty stuff being filtered out, and you're saying that you didn't do the due diligence to understand like the history and the controversy and whatnot. It's a little suspicious, you know what I mean? And I mean, also just generally not good practice.
No.
Like if you do an AMA somewhere, you should know everything about it. You should know the history. You should know what that website is about before doing the AMA. I feel like I probably wouldn't do an AMA anywhere other than Reddit.
That's
you know what I mean?
Pretty much where everyone does it.
Yeah, exactly. So
why didn't he just stick to Reddit?
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with Reddit?
What's wrong with Reddit, right? Like, so many people are on there. Reddit is a website that kind of defined the state of the internet today.
Yeah.
Like, it is huge and has so many users. And, like, it literally changed how we use the internet.
Yeah. Like, I will have the time go on Google and then type Reddit for a solution.
Right. Yeah.
Somebody figured it out.
There's a Reddit for fucking everything.
For fucking everything.
Yeah. But yeah, here's the actual Twitter post from THQ Nordic from the guy. I personally agreed. We already read this part. I'm terribly sorry for the short-sightedness of my decision and promise to be far more vigorous in my assessment of these activities in the future. This was not about being edgy. This blew up, and I very much regret to have done it in the first place. From Philip Brock, PR and marketing director for THQ Nordic. I have a feeling he's going to get a very stern talking to from the executives of THQ Nordic.
I don't think he'll get fired, but he's definitely going to get like a slap on the wrist for this. Or...
Do you think he should get fired, though?
Okay. After being warned, I think you should have done your research. So
it's reckless.
Exactly. In that content, yes. If you had gone in thinking what you'd known and then not being warned, okay, you made a mistake. A huge mistake, which you should never do again.
It's still pretty reckless to go in without knowing about the website, but I feel like it's not as reckless as going in knowing that there's going to be some nasty shit.
Right. Like then at that point you go, okay, well, we're going to not do that and we're going to go somewhere else.
Exactly. But yeah, they haven't really commented any further here.
I mean, that was pretty much the whole thing.
Yeah.
Really, we just have to find out, or that would be the next step would be, does he get fired?
Yeah.
Or move to a different department?
Right. But yeah, that's a big blow for THQ Nordic, honestly.
Poor THQ.
Now, this next one I probably should have put higher up in the thing to be with all the other PlayStation stuff. But yeah, PlayStation and Sony is officially ending production of the PS Vita.
A bittersweet ending.
Which, I mean, we already knew for a while they were going to end support for this. The PS Vita, despite being a pretty solid handheld overall, especially for the time that it was released, did not do well here in the States. It did pretty decent over in Japan, but did not do well in the States.
Ahead of its time.
And we knew that they were going to end. They announced that they were going to end support for this platform. And they announced that they were going to stop production of the handheld. But now they have actually officially ended production. So rest in peace, PS Vita.
It was a good console, just like the PSP, which is ahead of its time.
Yeah.
I had my DS. My friend had a PSP. He could do so much more, but he had to hack it.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, it's just so much going on that I don't care to do that.
It's kind of crazy how poorly it did, considering it was a powerful handheld.
Absolutely.
It was significantly more powerful than the 3DS and the DS and all the Nintendo handhelds at the time. Yeah. But the Nintendo, it's kind of weird how the Nintendo handhelds did so much better. And one could argue, the Nintendo exclusives and all that stuff.
Well, that is one thing, but Nintendo has always been good about making games for the console.
Right.
So if it's a handheld, they make games that are designed to be a handheld.
Right.
And they work well. Mm-hmm. Where with PSP, they're trying to make, or at least in my experience, PSP was trying to make either ports of console games to a handheld.
Right.
Or they were trying to go ahead and make this big game that could be played on a handheld.
That's true.
And it doesn't really work when it's a handheld. Because, handheld, you're going to play maybe 35 minutes because you're on the go.
Yeah.
In the exception of the Switch, of course, which
right.
This thing is, it's insane.
And here's the other thing. When you're making ports of console games, why wouldn't you just play the console games? It looks better.
Right. Because they imagine you want to play it on the go.
Right.
But the thing is, it's not going to play as well on the go.
Exactly.
I remember playing Battlefront 2 on it, and
it's just not as strong as the actual console, but this handheld is significantly stronger than the DS, whereas the DS, 3DS, and all that stuff, they're, like you said, most of their stuff was made for that handheld.
Right,
and then so it played well, and you didn't really have any competitors, and so on and so forth.
Plus, nowadays, if you look at PlayStation and Microsoft, they're definitely not the group you think of when you think of mobile gaming.
Right.
They're far from that. It's Nintendo.
You go to those companies for their higher end
stuff,
like the AAA titles, and
which
all
is
that stuff. That
what they
totally really great. Yeah.
That's all they focus on now, which is great. That's what they need to do.
Yeah, I think the main issue was Sony was trying to compete with itself, whereas Nintendo wasn't really doing that because, again, they were making stuff for each of these consoles. The console stuff from Nintendo was for the console stuff. The handheld stuff from Nintendo was for the handheld stuff.
Exactly. It was perfectly made. Yeah. They figured it out.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I guess the main issue was Sony was competing with itself, so it just didn't do well. I mean, the PS Vita's been around for a while, so it was about time for it to stop.
7 years, more than that.
Right.
It was a while.
I don't remember the exact numbers, but yeah, it's existed for a while. I think the other issue was it wasn't, despite being a handheld, still wasn't super portable. It was kind of big compared to the 3DS.
You had to have a case with it. And you could argue the same thing for the Switch.
But the Switch is a console and a handheld together, so it makes sense.
Right, it makes sense that it has to be this way. Yeah. And it works fine. Mm-hmm. I've in my lifespan of the Switch, I have taken it everywhere I've gone to when I go to trips to either Vegas or up north or something. Mm-hmm. It's fine.
Right.
And it's great. So
I think I saw some stuff on them working on like a mini Switch or something like that.
A mini Switch?
Like a Switch Mini or something. I saw like some rumors or whatnot. But as far as like the news stories that we have here today, that's pretty much it. It was a pretty slow week, actually. Like the PS5 backwards compatibility stuff, I had to do a little bit of digging to find that story specifically.
So there wasn't even that much.
Yeah.
Especially since they're not going to do with the PSX anymore.
They announced that there wasn't going to be a PSX. Oh, there was another thing that I forgot to put in there. CD Projekt Red announced that Cyberpunk 2077 was going to be at E3 this year.
Okay, so it's going to not just like for the invited.
I think that's what they said. They didn't really specify too much.
There was press pass that you could get in if you were a press pass.
Right.
So we were in the line for press pass, but the only way press was going to get in when we were doing our thing was if the invited people cancel, then the people in line for press can take their place. Nobody canceled.
Let me see if I can find
each of those 3 days we were just waiting and hoping someone was going to cancel. It never happened. Never fucking happened. So whatever.
I don't want to select a year value to validate my age, GameSpot.
They think you're young.
Let's see. Do you have the link to the tweet?
I don't.
No, I'm talking about this website here.
Yeah.
Here we go. So for those of you asking, yes, we will be at E3 this year. All aboard the hype train from Bandai Namco. Some Russian.
Russian.
Oh, wait, no, not Russian. Where are they from again? Polish.
They're Polish.
Yeah, they're Polish. Poland. They didn't really announce exactly what it was going to be, but they did say they were going to be at E3 this year. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be open to whoever's at E3.
Yeah, this one will probably now have a booth. And PlayStation isn't going to be at E3, so that's going to be another thing.
So there's not a lot for them to announce this year.
I guess not. Maybe they're really powering it up for 2020,
right? When
they're going to go ahead and shoot for the sky.
All PlayStation really has right now is Days Gone, and I think Death Stranding isn't an exclusive, right?
I thought it was.
Was it? Is Death Stranding supposed to be an exclusive?
I mean, has there really been any announcements for when it's going to come out yet?
It is a PlayStation exclusive. So yeah, they have Death Stranding and they have Days Gone, but not really a lot of like big announcements because these are like games that they've had upcoming for a while and they just don't really have anything new to announce, really, I don't think. Although Death Stranding had like a few words that they had patented or something that I remember seeing some stories about, but I didn't think was like big enough really to add into the topics. But yeah, there were like a few things Death Stranding related. I think they were like copywriting a few words. I remember Yang Yi posted a video on it. And again, like I said, I didn't think it was a big enough story to really talk about. But like, I mean, it's been a slow week. There hasn't really been much.
It's the end of February, beginning of March.
Yeah.
Things will start picking up.
And there was also some Red Dead stuff that was going on too. But like those are Red Dead specific things. We're not a Red Dead news site. So, Kojima Productions trademark Social Strand System and Strand Game for Death Stranding.
So Strand Game, would that be like a new genre of gaming? Like a subgenre maybe of survival?
No, I don't. I think people just don't want to use Strand Game to kind of. I think part of it is to avoid companies trying to use the name Death Stranding to market their own games. You know what I mean?
Right, and then
so you have like clones of stuff on like the mobile platform on your phone.
Like when they had the Overwatch games coming out way back.
Yeah.
Chinese knockoffs.
Yeah, so I think this is like kind of a way for them to prevent that. Social Strand System, I think, is going to be a term that is actually used in the game. I think it is whatever is causing those babies or whatever to be inside those suits or those
babies are weird.
Glass things. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Death Stranding, again, still a game we don't really know anything about in terms of how the game's going to play and stuff.
It'll come out when it comes out.
Yeah, but definitely still something I'm still excited for because it's Kojima. Just like how I'm still excited for Cyberpunk 2077, which is still easily the game I'm most excited for.
It's very anticipated. It looks really good. I like the trailers, and it's very Deus Ex Human Revolution, which I love. The game is awesome. So for me, it's an automatic pickup. Yep. Absolutely going to have to pick this up.
I think Cyberpunk 2077 is going to sell super well.
It's going to sell too well.
Yeah, it's going to sell super well.
Super well. They have such a good track record for all their games.
Yeah.
That it's like, how are you going to stop it, you know?
But yeah, that's it for this episode. If you have any topics for us to talk about or questions that you want to ask, you can send them on over to heyweplaying@gmail.com. That's HEYWEREPLAYIN at gmail.com. What is that again, Giacomo?
That is HEYWEREPLAYIN at gmail.com. I could not do that without looking at it at all. I needed to look at that.
Spell the name of our channel.
It's not that I'm dumb. It's that I was under pressure.
Oh, did you see that Alex Jones at the Joe Rogan Experience?
No, but I heard about it. But I just didn't
like,
watch or review it.
He was like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of retarded. His words, not mine. I just thought it was kind of funny. But yeah, if you're not already subscribed to us on YouTube, please do so, and subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, or any of your preferred podcasting services.
Your preferred pastas?
Preferred pastas.
Go ahead and leave a comment about your preferred pasta.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of like ziti.
Ziti?
I like spaghetti and meatballs.
I'm a spaghetti and meatballs fan. It's
I
easy
love
and with
spaghetti
angel
meatballs.
hair.
With angel hair, huh?
Yeah.
Do you cook the pasta al dente?
Yes.
Good. You salt the pasta water?
Yes.
Some people don't salt the pasta water.
Sometimes I put oil, but I don't think that really helps it.
If you don't salt your pasta water, you're making a mistake. It adds so much flavor to the pasta. Hey, we're cooking. But yeah, give us a rating, and we'll catch you guys next time.
See ya.
Guys.